Well, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to another special weekend video. And today's video I really wanted to make because I'm getting so many messages from you guys, from my social media, from my Facebook, YouTube, emails, website, during my consultations. I'm getting this question as to why am I feeling depressed since this moment when I thought that the process of ascension and spiritual awakening were supposed to make me feel, enlightened, make me feel lighter, make me feel happier. Why is it that I'm just extremely depressed and confused? What's going on? I mean, can you please explain it? So instead of telling everybody individually, I finally told people that, look, I will actually make a video on this so you all can understand why is it that certain things are happening in your life. And this is something that I can talk about because I too went through the exact same thing you guys went through in the beginning of 2015. And in 2015 specifically, I felt this really weird depressive energy. I'm like, why? All of a sudden, nothing is wrong with my personal life, nothing is wrong with my professional life. Why is it that I'm feeling this way? What's going on suddenly? And from that moment onwards, I was looking for answers. I mean, I was so down, I actually had to see a hypnotherapist for 2-3 weeks. And it's funny how one of my great astrological friends went through the similar thing. And then when I was going through these hypnotherapist sessions, which weren't doing anything at all, no help, I was looking on YouTube, weird depression 2015 energy or something I typed, where suddenly this video came upon by Shri and Kira. They're like a most spiritual and very sweet couple on YouTube. And they explained what is happening starting January. And I'm everything just made sense. Everything just came into focus. And then I researched on those particular time periods and it made all that more sense. And I've made a whole video. I made 2 videos on the ascension process. When I went through this moment, I actually made a video on it. So right around those weeks when I made those videos, I was going through that, man. So now, what is that depression? And obviously, since this has to do astrologically too, because this is people who are spiritual, not just spiritual, but spiritual workers, healers, healthcare practitioners, astrologers, tarot readers, psychics, people who wants to connect with the astral beings, people who may have been even had an alien experience in their life. They're all feeling these things because it's only a small group of people who will go through this, because it's a small group of people who are being taught to come out of this thing so they can help the many others. If everybody came out at the same time, it'll be chaos. This is why only a select few are chosen to go through this process. So when they go through that harsh process, they can at least help others. So obviously, if you don't know what your astrological alignments are, if your chart has heavy influence of 8th house, 12th house, and 9th house, you will be feeling this ascension process. And if you need to know your astrological details, check out the links here and check out my full astrological report, my books, consultations. And especially in there, you'll see, especially the moon placement in your astrological chart will show, the experience that you will have in this life. Now, the depression part. What is this depression that you're feeling? And if you actually look at it, it's not depression at all. It's not depression. Some people might be depressed completely, clinically depressed, yes. But if, let's say, you're going through this ascension process, then this is the sense of being separated from the mundane world, the artificial world. That's what's happening. You are being separated. Everything that you know that you loved, that you thought was the weight of the world, is no longer making sense. Whether it is your 9 to 5 job, it will not make sense. You'll be depressed at work. Like, why am I actually doing this again? Just to get a paycheck? Okay, so why am I not able to get the paycheck on my own? Why do I need somebody else to tell me how much money I can make an hour, how much money I can make a week? And why do I have to go through this rigorous process just to make a little bit more money and go through a process of promotion? You'll feel that. You'll feel this anxiety towards just walking out. When you're amongst your friends that you've had for a long time, you'll feel like, I just can no longer connect with these people. I no longer want to hang out with these people, because all they want to talk about is mundane, worldly things and sports and the latest gossip in Hollywood. And what I want to do, I just want to be away from all this garbage. So then what happens is you start separating yourself from your friends, and that's the fear that comes in. Like, oh my God, I might not have friends if I do this. I might not have a job if I do this. I might not have the relationship that I will do this. And you will also feel, separated from your material things. You will not care to, think about that car you wanted, think about that, the jewelry you wanted. And you will go back and forth in this world. You would want to be separate from this world, and you want to come back into this world like me. I even made a video on why I moved into a complete isolation from California, from Orange County, California, the place that is happening. I wanted to just get out of that. And now I'm in the middle of country, surrounded by trees, forests, lakes. It takes me like 10 miles just to go to McDonald's and, get some coffee. So I'm in this complete wilderness and this isolation. Because what happened is I wanted to sit in isolation and look at the world. Because that's what's happening. Your soul had this shelf on itself, the skin. Like the movie, alien movie, like all this slimy goo on top of you, of the alien. Same thing, the actual essence of soul, which is so pure and full of light, it is now hidden with this like artificial skin made by, whether you can call it corporation, you can call it the politics, the political world, or the war industrial, or what do you call that, the military industrialism, their agenda, whatever you want to call it. So what's happening now is certain souls is like trying to break free of that artificial skin so they can breathe. It can breathe freely. And this process of shedding that skin off of your soul feels like it feels like that depression. Feels like depression, but it's not depression. It's simply confusion as to what is underneath the skin. And now you're starting to look, what is this new thing that I'm seeing? And that's actually your true self. Kind of like you as a child is being forced to move across country. You ask your parents, where are we moving? Well, you'll see. Wait a second. Is this the place they have school? Is this a place that will have good neighborhoods? Is it safe for me? So you'll see. And now then you get into depression, like, oh my God, where am I going? They're sounding quite confusing to me. Am I going to have the same friends? Am I going to have the same camaraderie with people? So that depression comes into play. But until when you go across country and you go into your neighborhood, into your new house, and you're like, what? This is my new house? We have a swimming pool. We have mountain ranges. Look at all the kids playing on the streets. I love it. And yet the process of going from your home to the new house was just this confusing, depressive process, because you were thinking too much. You were creating all these balloon of illusion that really shouldn't have been there. You should have just been like, okay, I'm just going there. I'll see when I get there. This is how you need to be. This is what's going on with you all. People who are specifically are chosen by this universe to be in that ascension process are the people who are shedding that artificial skin made by all the agendas of this world, and your pure self is trying to come out. Because especially alternative healers, people who are pure healers, people who want to heal and cure you, your diseases, your illnesses, to the roots through natural sources of this world, are really the people who are going to feel this. People who want to learn about themselves through the spiritual knowledge of astrology or tarot or psychic and connecting to the divine. People who are eager to connect or who are meant to connect to the divine are the ones who are going to go through this process. So it's just that simple. This journey from A to B is what you're going through, and you're thinking it's depression. I'm depressed. Oh no, I'm depressed. No, if you really look back at it, you'll see it is the process of you separating yourself from the BS of this world. And as soon as you think of that, bam, you'll come out of it. Hopefully this video will help you come out of it. Because I am like in this isolated place, and I see the circus that the world is involved in, especially in US with the elections. Who's going to be the next president? Well, I am a Democrat. Well, I'm a Republican. Well, I'm a Libertarian. Well, I'm conservative. Well, I'm a liberal. And everybody's protesting, everybody's having signs, and everybody's like, we need a change, so we need to elect this person. And so select few people are just sitting back and just laughing, just looking at the world and seeing, oh my goodness, what is happening to human race? That we think that by selecting a person of a certain party is going to change our careers, our middle class status, while it's only a game that is being played, where people don't realize presidents are selected, not elected. So people, especially like me, when I look at all these people protesting and screaming for certain things, and I'm looking at it from outside, and I'm kind of just immune to those notions, because I can see what is actually going to help this world and what is not. So when I see people who think that, well, the Democrat Party should win, or no, Republicans should win because we want to, lower taxes and we want to minimize government, and people get into these debates, it's just like, I just watch from outside and I'm just like, oh man, when can I escape this world? And that's what's happening with small group of people. But don't get me wrong, this is the process. You'll go back and forth. Like I still go, like I am in this spiritual state, in this my room, in this isolation. I love it. I meditate. I have no agenda to be involved in these mundane games and this mundane circus that is going on in the media and in the country. But at the same time, I get attracted to it. Like if I'm there too long, I want to go out. I want to buy gadgets and new electronics, and I want to have the nice fancy cars. But then again, I will retreat back. And it's this back and forth that is slowly, as much as you go back and forth, you'll go far. And at one point, you'll just be completely disconnected. Then you don't have to worry about it. So it's okay. You don't need to be completely purely spiritual. You don't need to, don't feel bad because if you haven't given up meat and drinking and you still feel like you might deserve to be this spiritual pure soul. No, it doesn't work that way. This is not like some magic pill where you take it and then boom, you're out of this ascension. No, this is a slow process. This is a 7-year process. And after that 7 years is that long process of you, the person who has changed, to change other people. So it's not just a huge responsibility you have, but it's a great responsibility. So if you are feeling this process of ascension that is happening within you, you are one of the few to be chosen to experience this and to spread that knowledge, to spread that energy of your true essence to other people, to show other people a look. This is what truly we are here for. We're not here for the agenda of one party versus the other. No, it's a collective whole. So that is the process that you're going through. This is the process that feels like depression, but it's not. It is simply the separation of you from your elements that you are so bonded with, that you're so attached with like a glue. It is being separated, it's being peeled off. So when you peel something off, like a little bit of a sticky glue is still attached to the object and the wall, it's kind of like that. But once it's detached, it's free. Okay. So guys, this is my little help video to help you guys who are feeling this way. And hopefully this will help you come out of this, confusion. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to know all your astrological details, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll be doing some interviews in the next 2 or 3 days, actually, on secrets of astrology with great astrologers. Okay? Bye-bye.